Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're just going to do a super simple, oh no, cousin Charlie just called. He's gonna stop by. I need to make a cake. What have I got? I've got a couple of apples in the fridge. So we're gonna make a super quick apple cake. Comes together quickly, bakes quickly, and you can have it ready on the table for that surprise guest when they show up unannounced. So, starts out like most cakes. We're going to cream together butter and sugar. So the butter's softening up, in goes the white sugar, and in goes the brown sugar. And we'll just keep creaming that until it's kind of light and fluffy. Meanwhile, over here, I've got 4 small apples that I have grated up just with a box grater. And I put a little lemon juice in there to keep them from going too brown. Here I've got flour. To that, I'm going to add baking powder and baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. And we'll give that a bit of a stir. My goal with this channel is really to make cooking, baking accessible. I want you to feel that you can go into your kitchen and you know, make something and not to worry too much about the specifics. So I put cinnamon in there because I like cinnamon, but if there's something that you think goes better with apples or your favorite spicing from, you know, an apple pie that you've had somewhere, use that. Definitely use that. There's all kinds of other things that you could put in this that goes with apple. Don't feel that you have to be constrained by the cinnamon. If you don't like cinnamon, leave it out. If you want to put in, I don't know, star anise, because you think star anise goes well with apples, then do that. Really, it's going to be your cake. You should feel free to flavor it the way that you want to. Okay, so we're going to crack in the eggs one at a time. Make sure this one is fully incorporated before you put the second one in. And of course, scrape down the bowl. If you're using one of these KitchenAid stand mixers, with the KitchenAid attachment, you're going to have to scrape down the bowl because it just does not work the way it's supposed to. I've often thought that I should change to a different mixer. There's some that are so much better. But if you didn't know, all of this is for my previous job advertising, shooting cooking videos for clients. And every one of them insisted on using KitchenAid. But they didn't want to see KitchenAid here. So that's what the blue tape is about. I had one client in particular that wanted me to cover this with blue tape. The fact that it was here on the bowl, they never seemed to notice, or that it was here, they didn't really seem to notice either. But this really bothered them. So I put blue tape over it and they were happy. And then I've always just left the blue tape on in case I was shooting with them again and I forgot to put the blue tape on, and then I'd have to take it out in post by masking it, and that's just a problem. So I just leave the blue tape on all the time. Anyway, if you've got a better mixer than this, let me know down below which one you have. I know people swear by the bronze. There's Kenwood in certain parts of the world that is very well revered. I guess the good thing about these KitchenAids is I've learned how to fix them. So when they break, I can tear them apart and make them better. Okay, so we're going to spoon in our dry ingredients. A little bit at a time. Don't overwhelm the mix. And I'm going to alternate with some of the apple. There's quite a bit of juice, apple juice, in the bottom of this bowl too. So all of that goes in. And we'll just go back and forth until it's all incorporated. I've got a 9x9 cake tin that I have greased and put a parchment sling in. So we're going to transfer over the batter. The oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and this is going to cooks pretty quickly. I'm going to say within about a half an hour, I'll come back and test it, and somewhere in that 30 to 35, 40 minute range, it'll be done. One comment that I get a lot, and I'll probably address this over and over and over again. People ask me why I don't put my rack in the middle of my oven, and why I don't turn the cake around or the cookies around or whatever I'm baking around while it's baking. This oven does not need that. This is an absolutely incredible oven. is a fan oven, right? So I can convection bake or convection roast or convection cook. I never really use the convection part unless I'm doing like a chicken or a turkey or a roast beef or something. I'll put it on convection. I just use the standard bake mode. But this oven has no hot spots. It's absolutely incredible, and there's no temperature differential, and that's because there's 2 fans inside the oven. There's actually even a metal plate that goes in the middle. I've probably said this before. There's a metal plate that goes in the middle, and that metal plate can give me 2 distinct baking zones at 2 different temperatures. And even then, the temperatures are almost bang on. It's really cool. Anyway, one of the fans inside stays off. It's off. It comes on for 30 seconds, and then it goes off for 2 minutes. And then it comes on for 30 seconds, and then it goes off for 2 minutes. And when it is on and spinning, it's spinning at a very low speed. So it is making sure that the temperature through the entire oven is even, but it's not spinning fast enough that it's convection. It's just sort of making sure that everything is even. Very cool oven. You have to know your own oven at home, of course, though, so do what you need to do in your kitchen. Okay, in we go. Maybe 30 minutes, and I'll come back and look at it and see what happens.
Hey, Glen.
Hey, Jules.
Hey, friends. Welcome to the life of YouTube, where we get to taste cake long before supper's ready.
Sausage with peppers and tomatoes and mushrooms, but not ready yet.
What is in this?
So I shredded the apple.
Okay, apple. Got it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was afraid it was a turnip. That's a nice apple cake.
That's really
I
good.
got a lot of, I got tongue-tied there. A lot of really great apple flavor to it.
Well, yes, because instead of, I've always just chunked the apple and thrown it in, or sliced it, and you get apple and then no apple and apple and no apple. This is, because it's shredded, it's all the way through it.
Ooh, did you invent this then?
No.
The shredded apple cake?
No.
Oh, well, there you go. Do you say that because, of course, everything has been invented? That's
This
good,
is
though.
fairly common, and I've never done it before, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
It's brilliant. I love it.
And it's just, it's an easy snacking cake. It doesn't take any time to come together. It only takes about half an hour to bake it, which is fantastic.
So the hardest part is actually grating the apple, unless you've got a mixer.
Well,
not a
even
mixer,
even
but
grating 4 apples isn't that onerous.
Oh, is that all in it?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So it's not that bad.
Sure.
And you could dress this up if you really wanted to with a caramel sauce.
You could probably put
Cream cheese
I was going to
icing.
say cream cheese icing.
Cream cheese icing would go really good on this. Mm-hmm. Or you just make it like that and you plop it down on the table and you say to your cousin Chuck that showed up without calling, there you go. Not that my cousin...
Everyone's got someone in their family who
that
shows
just
up.
drops in and says, hey, what are you doing?
Well, apparently I'm sharing my cake with you.
Yeah.
Which is why there's always cake.
My cousin Chuck doesn't come that often. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.